Okay, so I'm out here playing with the dog because I've got to rant about this. What happened to part stores? What happened to part store people who actually knew what you were talking about? Okay, so my mom wants to get my dad something nice for his truck, right? So I call the parts store in the small, well, medium-ish Wyoming town that I am originally from, where my parents still live. So I call the parts store there. I'm not gonna name it, but it has a clover on it. And talk to this kid, and I tell him, I give him the license plate number, and it pulls up the wrong truck. And that happens, you know, DMV doesn't always keep up, or their computers aren't always, anyway, it happens. I'm not that worried about it. So, anyway, I try to get my part. Well, what I was wanting was a remote start. So, northern Wyoming is cold this time of year. It has been cold for several months up there now. And there has been snow on the ground for several months. This is not unusual. This is how Wyoming weather works. So, my mom wants to get my dad a remote start for his truck. Right, so I call the parts store up there in Wyoming, and I tell this kid, I give the kid the license plate number, and I tell him, hey, you know, this is what I'm looking for, and I want one that's going to be compatible with this vehicle. You know, I don't want to buy a remote start that's good for a Ford when this is a Chrysler truck. And he's like, oh yeah, no worries. And so he goes ahead and looks up my truck, and he's like, yeah, I've got one in here in stock, and you know, he's like, and I'm like, can you give me the part numbers and of the ones that you can get so that I can look at them? Well, so he did. He gave me the part numbers. Okay, so this is what the first part number pulled up, and I'm like, I don't think that's right. And then this is what the second part number pulled up, and that's when I realized that this kid had no idea what I was talking about. I even said, this is the thing where you put it in your car, and you stand in your house, you push a button, and your car starts, right? And he goes, oh yeah, it should. No, this is a diagnostic tool so that we can get around the ignition switch if need be. This is a diagnostic tool that we use to bump the engine a little bit when we need to put the distributor in correctly. This is not a remote starter for your truck because you don't want to walk out in the snowdrift and start your truck. I'm like, what happened? What happened to people who were smart? What happened to parts store people that could figure things out? Like, and seriously, this is common sense, right? Like, I mean, look at that. There is no way that you stand in your house and start your truck with that. Are you kidding me? Like, common sense has gone out the window. Anyway, okay, well, so there you go. Mechanic lady rant. While the dog's getting the frisbee. Ralph is a much better shot than I am. Anyway, alright, I'm done. Alright, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm going to go fishing. So, head over to Wartime Fishing Channel, and come with us this weekend. So, and this week, we're gonna go for quite a few days. Ralph's trying to take my head off with the frisbee. Anyway, alright. Guys, have a good time. See you later.